Okay, what up, Juggalos and Juggalettes? I know not many people are gonna be seeing this live stream. Because I'm not normally, I don't normally do this kind of live stream. I'm gonna pop the chat out here because apparently my chat wants to be a fucking retard. But yeah. Today I'm actually not goofing around or anything. I'm not gonna do no goofy ass live streams where there's 3-4 people on the panel. None of that shit. This is all serious. I saw one of my friends, one of the homies, Nightmare Juggalo 313, do a semi-live stream. More of a he call it a video, but it was a live stream because you could see other people chatting. But he touched on a lot of subjects. He touched on, I don't know why I'm wearing this. It's not part of my get up. Just to show that, you know, I'm still down and shit. Always will be. Fucking hate stupid thing. Yeah, but today is going to be about touchy subjects. Juggalo topics, the Juggalo community in general. Why Juggalo Crews aren't needed in the Juggalo community. Please make sure you can pass this live stream around to other homies. Whoop whoop, what up, Cat? Been a while. What's up, DJ? But this is gonna be me alone on this panel today. No guests, no nothing, just me talking to you, the viewers. The topics for Juggalos are touchy as of lately. There's been a lot of drama going on inside of the Juggalo community as of late. I won't say as of late. Nightmare says it's been 3 years. I would think it's a little bit longer than that. There are a lot of Juggalos out there that, you know, are fighting amongst each other. I was one of them. Like, my shit started last year when I initially started my channel as Toxic Virus 14589. Or it was a Kilovirus at that time, better known as Kilovirus. My channel was hard to find back then too. You couldn't just put my name in and, you know, like, boom, my channel showed up. You really had to, I had to link you the channel and all that other good shit. But it really started for me personally. It started last year. I mean, I started hanging out with, and this is out of no disrespect for any of the names that are going to be mentioned in here. There's no disrespect to any of them. There will be name dropping. Your YouTube name, of course, not real life names. But my shit's personally started last year when I started hanging out with Dr. Wicked and his crew, which I will be talking about in a couple of minutes. It started then. Shit got pretty hot for me between me and them when I started talking to my boy Danny, Twisted Clown, Custom custom clown, or I don't exactly remember his name, his YouTuber name. I actually had to look into my Hangouts for that. Yeah, Custom Juggalo is his name. And you know, when I started talking to him and Kat, and he was actually talking to someone called named Fair Whisper, which nobody really talks about her no more because she's like an afterthought. You know, like, and I got talking to them along with some other homies that I no longer talk to. I actually talk to Custom. I actually know Custom now, along with his girl Catalicious. Shit got heated between me and them when I started talking to those people because Doc's crew wasn't cool with Custom. So yeah, shit got heated. I had to drop off of YouTube for a while, for a hot ass minute, until earlier this year when I got back on in February. There I am. But and then the drama shit started up again when I started hanging out with. It's yo, what up, Custom? Yeah, I know nobody's heard from her because she's dropped off of the face of the fucking planet. But then the drama shit started up again between when I started hanging out with Swamman 420, Timekeeper 420, James Holland, Creepy Crawler is her name now, Dr. Wicked, and some of the other dudes like NZJG Official was his latest channel name, but he's now gone. When I started hanging out with them, everything was cool. I was actually not. I had actually broke off with my now again fiance, Venus, his Juggalette, and you know when shit started getting hot, and you know, like I didn't want to be around them no more, so I had decided to say fuck them, and I basically started shit talking about them a lot, and that's something that Nightmare Juggalo, something that Nightmare had mentioned, that you know, if you got beef with somebody that you don't like, if you got beef with somebody you don't like, message them in private. You know, don't be a little ass kid and start trash talking and making videos and shit to get views on your channel, to get subscribers on your channel. It's not the way to go. It's not. I learned that, you know, things should be handled in private, not publicly through your channel. If you own a channel, like if you have problems with somebody, if you have problems with somebody, tell them you got a problem. You guys can talk, you know, like talk it out, and then just be like, you know, and just tell them that, you know, you'll still have some resemblance, some speck of respect for that person, even though the people I hung out with, like, I can't have respect for no more, like except for the exception of Nightmare Juggalo. Only dude I still have much respect for. But everybody else in that group lost that respect for me. Along with a really great friend. Like, I'm a really good friend. I am loyal to my friends. To the T. Loyal to the T. T motherfuckers. But yeah. And to lose a friend is shitty. I know DJ, but yeah. When people start shit talking, drama comes up. When drama comes up, you know, that's when problems arise. Like I've had problems. I've had problems, YouTube drama problems with a bunch of different dudes, a bunch of different ninjas who, like, I thought were homies, but I know he does. But, you know, the thing is, like I said, if you got problems, if you got beef with somebody, message them, handle it, and then go your own separate ways. Don't be a little ass kid. Don't be a little ass kid. That's what I meant to say. And don't start making videos trash talking up these people. The people don't. It's not worth it. You know, like, and besides, if they're a drama starter, if they're all about drama, then that's what they're looking for. They're looking for you to sit there and start shit with them or hop on board the drama boat. That's what I'm calling it from now on. The drama boat. That motherfucker flows down the river. But don't get on that fucking boat. You know, don't get on that boat, jump in that car, hop on that train. You're like flying that plane. I don't give a fuck what you call it. Just don't. It's not worth it in the end. Because then all they're gonna do is sit there and make tons of videos, shit talking about you. You know, like people that you may know might wind up getting in the middle of that shit. And I've lost some pretty close friends in the process. Like I've lost some close homies, you know, real down ass motherfuckers. And it's ridiculous because of some dumb shit. I mean, I'll say this, that Wicked Juggalo Joker, for example, you know, like, I won't say he was ever a homie. I never really got to know the dude. But for him to sit there and trash talk me because, you know, like, I decided to start dating. Like, this was before me and Venus got back together. I was dating. I decided to take his girl from him, which on my part was fucked up. I shouldn't have done it. I fucked up on that big time. I could have made a great. I could have made a homie instead of an enemy. But Wicked Juggalo Joker decided to start attacking. You know, reporting my videos for stupid shit that wasn't really happening, and I decided to attack back to doing the same thing. You know, but in the end, he could have been a really close friend. He could have been a homie, but we chose a different path. We chose a path of destruction instead of a path of friendship. And I know this sounds kind of corny, but, you know, it's whatever. But yeah, I'm done with the drama. I'm done with all that shit. You'll still be getting the content from me and all that shit. I'll still be doing my whoops, and, you know, I still got the love, you know, like, for all homies, all homies. I don't give a fuck if you an enemy or not. You know, like, you a juggalo, you family. You know, like, I don't give a shit about beef, drama, any of that garbage. You know, like, I got respect for Dr. Wicked, Nightmare Juggalo 313. You know, like, I can't say I got respect for Swamp Man 420, Timekeeper 420, James Holland. I won't even say NZJG official because he's no longer on YouTube, nor is Timekeeper 420. I got respect for all the family. I really do. You know, I'm not doing no more drama. That's all done and over with. As to the Juggalo community in general, and this is the in general community. This is all the family. But now it's time to move on from that. Talk about the actual community in whole, the whole shebang. Maybe not that. I'll touch subject on the third subject that I should have probably made the second subject after I dealt with the drama shit. Which is Juggalo Crews. You got Wicked Crew, you got Jugganati, custom Juggalo with his group, with his little thing that he made up, the Juggalo Army. Like, you know, you don't need a crew, right? That's the thing. I have friends, many Juggalo friends. There's fucking the real DJ Zombie Juggalo, Red Hood 712. I'm not sure if he's a Juggalo or not because he doesn't talk too much about Juggalo shit. It's fucking, I can't mention his real name, but there's a couple of new guys. A new guy in my group. I don't know his Juggalo nickname. I'll hope to find out soon. Then there's Ghost, Catalicious, Custom Juggalo. Fuck, I've even made friends with a lot of the bigger named YouTubers like Crazy McCormick, DC Fago guy, Mr. Mackinhose, Cali Green Too Fresh, Don Chaos, you know, people like them. Oh, Roxy Riddlebox. Let's see who else is up in this motherfucker. Captain Flannel. Who else? Echo Side Fiend. There's a bunch of names that I can get. Spice the Clown. Wicked Death Lord. I can go on and on for you. Like, I can go on and on with all the fucking names. And you know, the list goes on and on. It really does. I've made so many new friends. You're like, and they're in my Hangouts group. It's not a clique, crew, or anything. It's just a group of homies. That's it. That's all we are, and that's all the Juggalos are. We're homies. We're family. We're not crews. There's no need to form a crew. All right. There's no need for this Jugganati or the Juggalo Family Love page on Facebook, or you know, Juggalo Army, or like I said already, the Wicked Crew. There's no need for that. I mean, fuck you. Okay, here's the problem with. Here's the biggest problem with creating a crew. Taking homies that you are close with, that you keep in contact with on the daily, or every other day, and you know, you sit there and you know, you keep in contact with them, and then you know, you're really close and shit, and then you're like, wow, you're like, maybe we should be a crew. You're like, just me, you, and a bunch of the other other homies that we all know. You know, because you know, everybody don't know all the other fucking Juggalos in the goddamn world. You know, that's what Facebook is for. You make friends, and you know, shit like that. But to sit there and say that I want to make a crew of just my closest homies, my closest Juggalo friends, is dumb, stupid. You know, like at this point, I don't know how many people Dr. Wicked has in the Wicked crew. I don't know how many members there are of the Jugganati, nor do I care. You know, I still have utmost respect for each individual person as an individual, not as the entire group, the whole crew, as the individual person themselves. But for Juggalos to sit, like I said, for Juggalos to sit there and start up crews or cliques, and then some of these crews out there that I've heard lately are you like have a gang mentality, and this is exactly why. And this is why, you know, like the FBI has looked and noticed us Juggalos. Why? Because, you know, most Juggalos that start crews, you know, like have gang affiliations. Like Bloods, Crips, Latin Kings. Doesn't matter. And like ICP has stated themselves that if you have violent tendencies or are sick in the head or even a gang affiliation, that, you know, like mainly the violent tendencies that where you take lyrics way too serious and then you apply them into a real life situation, they don't want you listening to their music. They don't want you representing their brand. They don't want you to. Why? Because that gets them into hot water. They don't want to be in hot water. And guess what? Now, you know, like they've had to deal. They've had to deal with the FBI, and now, you know, like Juggalos are a hybrid gang. We're on the list, and it's not fair because now that we're on the list, guess what? It makes it harder for Juggalos to get jobs. I mean, me, I have partial epilepsy. I can't even get fucking Social Security income. You know what I mean? You know, like it's hard enough for me to even get that. But, you know, let alone an actual job to work. But, like, but luckily I don't have any. I don't have no Juggalo ink. Like, I want some in the worst way. But getting it means that it's going to be harder for me to get certain other things. And for Juggalos in general, you're like, if you're like, let's say, I heard some Juggalos got kicked. I heard some ninjas that were enlisted in the army. You're like, the military noticed that they were Juggalos. Guess what? They don't want you. They don't want you part of their. They don't want you to be part of it because you're a gang member. Like, you got Juggalos that were cops and, you know, like all this other stuff. And, you know, I've heard Juggalos getting fired from fucking McDonald's or wherever the fuck they work, the store or fast food joint, because they're Juggalo, they're a gang member, they're gang affiliated. And the problem is there are some Juggalos out there that, in fact, an ex of mine, or a fling, I wouldn't even call her an ex, Josie is her name. I think she goes by Angel. Not too sure what her nickname was. But she has a brother or a friend, if I'm correct, who I had been in a video chat with her with on Facebook some time ago, before June. And he was sitting there talking like all these songs that all the, you know, like ICP and Twisted and ABK have made, referencing gang this and gang that. You're like, that just means we are a gang. No, it doesn't, motherfucker. Yes. If you ever catch wind of this stream, I'm talking to you. You dumb bastard. Or bastards. You know, like, including anybody else who has this thought. Okay, you know, like, they make these songs for entertainment purposes only, not for people to take them literally and seriously and start claiming that we're a gang. That's exactly what got us on the fucking gang list in the first place. I mean, Lord on fucking mighty. You know, like, I love being a Juggalo. I've been a Juggalo for a long time. You know, but you know, like for us to sit here and have to deal with, you're like, I have yet. I mean, I've went out fully decked out multiple times. I live out in the country, and where I live, we don't have a small town police force. We have to deal with, you know, like we got the state troopers. All right, that's higher up than small town cops. Like they have more authority. They, you know, like whereas a city like Rochester or Syracuse have their own, or like New York City, you know, like have the New York City Police Department, or the Rochester City Police Department, or Syracuse Police Department, whereas they can only chase you as far as, like, I'll just use Rochester for an example because it's my best example because that's my hometown. But like that's in Monroe County because I'm in New York State. As far as my location goes, you know, like, and you know, let's say I robbed a store there. I live in Wayne County now. I'll go back to Monroe, and I rob a store. Guess what? I'm a juggalo. I'm gonna be in humongous fucking deep ass trouble because of that. Because I'm gang affiliated. And, you know, let's say I did have a car also because, you know, I have to have a car to be able to get away. Let's say I jacked the fucking, robbed the store and then jacked the car. Guess what? That police department cannot go outside of Monroe County. After I hit Wayne, either one of the local town police departments have to take over the chase, or the state police will take up the chase because they can go from county to county, state to state. It doesn't matter. But getting way off topic here. But you know, I have gone out all decked out. Chain, shirt, bandana, hat. You know, I don't, like I said, I don't have no actual ink, so I've actually done my own shit on my arm. Like I've written Juggalo across my forearm. Like, you know, like I've done Dark Lotus on my wrists and all sorts of shit. And you know, I've never admitted this, but when I lived in the city and I had just one Juggalo shirt, you know, like I was stopped because of it. But out here, like the state police really don't give a fuck. Like it's rare to even see them out and about because they're being more creepy about it. So you never know when they're gonna be around the corner, or especially at night when you're driving. I've seen this. You're like, we have like the Spencer Speedway here, and outside the gate there'll be a patrol car, and that motherfucker's like the darkest of blues. It's almost black, and they'll be sitting right there, no lights on, nothing. They'll be creeping, waiting for you to speed by so they can catch your ass. You know, just imagine if a Juggalo did that shit and they sped by, had the hatchet man on their car. They wouldn't just be getting a ticket for speeding. A lot more would be happening. They'd be searched for drugs and everything. And, you know, and then you sit there and you want to do a crew when Juggalos are already a humongous family. We're not even just in the States no more. We're worldwide. We're everywhere. In the deepest caves, the darkest fucking corners and alleys and all sorts of shit. And, you know, that's my take on crews. You know, don't fucking start a crew. Don't. It's a dumb idea. It's idiotic, and it's a waste of time. Like if you got close homies, yes, cool. That's them. But you know, you got homies everywhere. You got homies that got your back no matter what. No matter where you are, no matter where you are, you got homies. And more part of this is the fact that, you know, like, Nightmare touched on this during his live, that instead of, you know, like how, like, okay, how Twisted left Psychopathic. Well, Twisted and Blaze, because Blaze followed Twisted out. But instead of, you know, like just leaving and letting shit be, when they started their company, Magic Ninja, they sat there, their first album they dropped, the continuous evolution of life's questions, or question mark, however you want to call it. First fucking track was a blatant shot. Was a blatant fucking diss track to ICP, saying that they weren't getting paid, and they were being, basically the message they sent in that track was they weren't getting paid enough, they weren't being treated right, they weren't getting what was owed to them, and all this other crazy shit. And you know, one dude had brought up, I forgot how long ago this was, I saw this video. One dude, one Juggalo YouTuber had brought up the fact that, I don't even think it was in there, I think it was in one of my live streams. It was one of my live streams. I forget which one it is. Otherwise, I'd tell you to go and check that shit out. They had brought up that, you know, years before Twisted had decided to leave, years before they wanted to leave, Twisted had, I don't know, if you want to say, kind of was dropping hints about leaving, especially in their song / video Raw Deal, that, you know, I don't exactly remember the lyrics. But they mentioned that, you know, basically in a nutshell, they said that they were going to leave and they were going to show to the world why they're heir to the throne. I'm still not clear on what they exactly I don't know exactly. I'm not exactly clear on what the hell they meant by heir to the throne. Which throne are they talking about? Are they talking about the underground throne? Are they talking about the seats that Violent J and Shaggy currently sit on at Psychopathic, which are not thrones, they're the bosses? If that's it, then I guess they're... Oh, okay, the darkness was the first. Okay, so I guess the evolution of life's continuous questions was what? Second or third? I'm assuming. And what up, KG Riddle? I saw you in Crazy McCormick's live stream the other day. But yeah, here's the problem. And this is back to the Juggalo community at large. That, and I don't know, you know, like not all Juggalos are gonna enjoy this. They're not gonna agree with me. I might catch some flack from this. I might catch some shit from this. But here's the problem. Juggalos rather sit there and say fuck Twisted, fuck M&E, because they weren't they didn't stay down with Psychopathic. I mean, you gotta look at it this way. Some artists in some record labels eventually want to go off on their own. And this, I'm not pertaining to rock or metal groups, because they atypically stay with a record label, or they'll leave that label and attempt to go to and jump ship to another label. I'm just talking about rap artists in general. Some rap artists would want to sit there and be like, I've been here for this many years. Okay, thanks, KG. But like some artists will sit there and say, I've been with this record label for a long time. I've accumulated enough wealth or money or whatever. I'd like to be able to start my own shit, see how I do on my own. And you know what? If I don't do too well, then I'll be back. Or they'll continue to try to struggle with their own shit. and this is why I mentioned Twisted and M&E and why Juggalos say fuck them. Because of the fact that, like I said, instead of squashing shit, whatever beef they had with ICP behind closed doors, privately, they released their album, their second studio album, which my dude KG Riddle has mentioned that it was their second studio album. The first track, I don't remember what it was called. I'd have to look it up on Spotify or some shit, or just Google it, which I don't want to do right now. But instead of dealing with it on a personal level, going to them and be like, listen, we want to talk this out. Let's have a meeting. Doesn't have to be at Psychopathic. Doesn't have to be at our place. we can meet in a mutual place and talk this out as businessmen. But what they do, instead of taking the high road, being respectful, handling it like men, and doing it privately, shots were fired. And it's not fucking cool, because, you know, why do that? You're like, why blatantly disrespect the people? The people. And this is where it's really gonna hit. This is really where it's gonna hit home. Why take shots at the people who made you? If Insane Clown Posse of Violent J and Shaggy didn't discover Monoxide, Madrox and Monoxide, if they didn't discover them, guess what? They wouldn't be here. They'd still be doing House of Crazies. They'd be House of Crazies still, instead of Twisted. Given the fact that they're bringing the House of Crazy shit back, but that's not the point. The point is, like, if Violent J, like I said, Violent J and Shaggy didn't discover them, find them, take them in, support them, give them the money to be able to put albums out, personas, tours, the merchandise, where the fuck would they be right now? Nowhere. They'd probably be signed to another, they probably would have been signed to a whole nother record label. Not underground either. Or they could have stayed underground as the House of Crazies. No label. But no, Violent J and Shaggy found them, discovered them, took them put them on the label, and they produced mad fucking albums. Too many to name. And I'm not just talking about the main LPs. I'm talking about all the the side albums, the EPs, like the special editions and shit, all the merchandise. Same thing goes with Blaze. Of course, you know, ICP didn't fucking find Blaze. Twisted already knew Blaze from somewhere else and introduced him to Psychopathic, to ICP, and all that shit. I can't talk ill will about ABK because ABK does his own shit. You know, he got discovered through fucking he got discovered through Blaze. And you know the rest is history from there. Boondocks wouldn't even be shit. Axe Murder Boys wouldn't be shit. Nobody knew who Boondocks was. He wasn't even originally Boondocks. He was Turncoat Dirty before he became Boondocks. Axe Murder Boys. I don't even know if they had a name for themselves before they were AMB. I think they were just the Garcia brothers or some shit. Probably had their own nicknames or some shit. But you know, for talent like Twisted, Boondocks. Well, I won't say Boondocks because I haven't heard him make any shots at Psychopathic. I know he does his thing, you know, like on MNE, and I haven't heard him drop any disses towards them or anything. If you've heard anything, like, fill me in, please do. I mean, like, all right, thanks, KJ Riddle. But, and I can't say anything against Blaze either because Blaze hasn't taken any shots at Psychopathic either. He's minding his own business. He's doing what he does best, producing music, making songs, dropping shit on albums, doing shows. Twisted, when they started fucking MNE, they took the first shot. And then when it came down to, like even after they left, they were still saying juggalos and family and all this other shit. And, you know, once the first shot was fired, it was over. Like, you can't claim juggalo no more. You can't be family. You can be a juggalo, you can be family, but you won't have that respect no more. Fuck out of here. Like, I still listen to Twisted, no matter what. I support both Magic Ninja and I support both Psychopathic Records and Magic Ninja Entertainment. Why? Because I was bumped not yesterday, day before yesterday. So day before yesterday, I was on the bus going to the store, going to Walmart. I was bumping Dark Lotus. And all the tracks that I heard, fucking Madrox and Monoxide sit there and say, like, Juggalo for life, till I'm dead in the ground, Dark Lotus for life. You know, for them to have done what they did, take a shot, fucking shoot their mouth off at ICP, like the people who brought them into the culture. Come on. Like, for you to sit there and, if you watch some of their videos, you'll notice that anybody who is former Psychopathic still has a hatchet man on them. Boondocks, for example. If you watch Outlined in Chalk, if you watch that track, If you watch that track, if you watch that video, you'll notice that Boondock still has his Hatchet Man right here on his fucking forearm. Still big, unblocked, very visible. I mean, I know a lot of people hate Young Wicked for what he did, and but if you look where he has his tattoo of his Hatchet Man right behind his ear, he's got only half of that shit covered. He's got the whole upper half still very visible. If you look at, guaranteed, if you look at Blaze's wrist, if you look at Madrox's wrist, he still has Dark Lotus tattooed right there across his wrist. He still has there. Same thing with Monoxide and Blaze. They still have their Lotus. They still have the Lotus on them. Guaranteed they still have the Lotus the Lotus cross as well. But this year at the gathering of the Juggalos, Violent J and Shaggy announced that they are no longer, that Dark Lotus is dead. They are no longer going to be working with Twisted. And there will no longer be no more fucking Dark Lotus, which is kind of upsetting because a lot of Juggalos had high hopes that like maybe it wasn't going to be this year for a Dark Lotus reunion, but next year at the 20th there'd be a Lotus reunion. But they sat there and they said that Lotus is dead. The Lotus pod is dead. You can't water it and bring it back to life. And it sucks. But you know what that means? No more Psychopathic Riders either. And that sucks too. I mean, honestly, Dark Lotus, they said that there was 5 petals to the Lotus. And when they first started the Lotus, they had 6 members. When they dropped the first Dark Lotus album with I think it was Mars. I think it was Mars. Not too sure. I don't really remember that much. But they didn't need that extra member because it was 5 members. It was Jay, Shaggy, Madrox, Monoxide, Blaze. And then when they re-released the first album with ABK on it, it was like, what the fuck? Could have just re-released. Could have just. Roxy, what up, Roxy? Hell yeah, whoop whoop. Hashtag Juggalos are my crew. Exactly, Juggalos are the crew. Hell yeah, I love my Juggalo family. But, for what Twisted did, like, even though they sat there and bit the hand that fed them, I don't use that term lightly. To bite the hand that fed you, Twisted fucked up. All they had to do was take Violent J and Shaggy to the side, take them to the office when they were still at Psychopathic, and just ask them, is it possible maybe we can get paid a little bit more, maybe push our merch just a little bit more, probably try to produce another album faster. They could have stayed on board. All would have been well. But no, they wanted to sit there. They wanted to leave on their own accord. They did. Oh shit, it's Captain Flannel. Fucking Captain, my Captain. I saw you at I watched some of Brooklyn Menace's gathering footage. I saw you in a bunch of his shit. I wonder why they call you Captain Flannel. Fucking wear flannel. I won't say you wear it all the time, but yeah, back on topic. I still support Twisted. I support both record labels. I won't say fuck M&E because like some of the artists on there are still dope. Boondocks, Blaze. Not too big a fan of Yeah, I said Boondocks and Blaze, Axe Murder Boys. I still support them. I love their new fucking album. As a matter of fact, I took and I downloaded every one of the fucking songs and all on my phone. But like, I'm not a big fan of, not a huge fan of Gmo Ski. I haven't really bumped Lex the Hex Master. You know, I've only heard some of Gorilla Voltage. I can't sit there and disrespect Lex and Gorilla Voltage because, you know, they've done nothing wrong. They're on the label. They took the job. They got on that bitch, and they're doing their thing. I mean, as of lately, you know, yes, Magic Ninja has been lazy. I mean, if you look at the first album that Gorilla Voltage dropped, it was on a CDR with the paper cover just kind of like put on there. That's shitty craftsmanship, you know. And then it was like, I think it was the first 200 copies of Axe Murder Boys Muerte came on just a regular CDR. There was no artwork on the CD or nothing. Just the regular ass CDR. It wasn't even I saw somebody's video review for it. And you know, to be honest, for them to fuck up on 2 albums like that, just release shit, not properly pushing the album, not fucking cool. Like, they're pushing their shit, and it's coming out on crispy fucking, you know, nice artwork on their CDs. Boondocks came out with the nice ass artwork. Blazes came out with the nice ass artwork. Gmo's comes out with the nice ass artwork. Lex's as well. But Gorilla Voltage's first one came out on CDR. The first album after years from Axe Murder Boys comes out on a CDR for their first copies. And, you know, that's not fucking good. You know, and not pushing the artist, not pushing the merch, or doing this whole bundle shit where if you I don't mind pre-ordering, and if I could afford it, pre-order albums, I fucking would. You goddamn bet I would. But to push an album like Muerte, and oh, you get a CD, you can get a CD, a shirt, bandana, and a sticker, or you can get the CD, bandana, sticker, or jersey. You're like, and the CD comes out on a CDR. You're kind of dropping the ball there. I mean, is it a money problem? Is that it? I have Muerte on Spotify. Now, if you look at now we're gonna switch over to Psychopathic. Now, if you look at their shit, they push their artists. Light's first album, Monstar, came out on an actual CD with the graphics on the front. Ouija Max, shit that dropped just this year, Gutter Water, came out on a CD with graphics on the cover of the actual CD, not on a CDR. Even Big Hoodoo's first album came on an actual CD, not with the actual nice ass graphics on it. Not on a CDR with no graphics or pasted on graphics like I do back in the day when I used to rip CDs and shit. An actual CD. And the fact that, you know, and I know a lot of people don't like, you know, like there are some juggalos that don't like Ouija Mac because he sounds like trap music. But you know what? That's just his style. You know, you can't always just keep pushing the same style over and over and over and over and over again. I mean, yes, it's always good to keep it classic, but it's always nice to have something new. It's always nice to have something new. come up on that shit. I'm actually switching from my glasses. Fuck this. I need to be able to actually see shit without having to lean in. I should clean these too. But I got way off track. Started complaining about CDs and shit. But you know, last year when I'm going to jump backwards to last year to the March, pre-March, as a matter of fact, before Ouija Mac and all this shit. Obviously before Ouija Mac. Yeah, when the March was coming up and we needed Twisted there to support us, because they still claim that they you know, like Juggalos and shit. Yeah, they got their own little fan base that followed them and shit. But still, it was Juggalos that followed them, not just normal schmucks. All right, yeah, Roxy, tell Don I said what's up. Matter of fact, you should tell the motherfucker to get in here. Needs to be in this bitch. Right, if we just keep hip hop the same, everyone would still sound like Cool Mo D. That's funny. I don't even know who Cool Mo D is, and I found it funny. But when we the Juggalos needed Twisted there to support us, we needed Magic Ninja to be there, support us as family. They basically said, fuck you. We ain't doing it unless we get paid. We don't do free shows. I mean, if you look in I'm sure everybody in this chat has watched the video for 6 foot, 7 foot. Magic Ninja's fucking building. The building that Magic Ninja Entertainment is based out of. On the front has the sign posted, "Will work for money." No, damn, what the fuck? Really? I'm gonna have to check that shit out. New single from Sprites in the Paint. Yo, Flannel, you're gonna have to link me that for that. I want to hear that. But you're like, when we needed them the most, after ICP had announced that the FBI had announced that Juggalos were officially a hybrid gang, like when we needed them there to support us as the family, as a whole, they gave us this. This is all they gave us. Big fuck you. And pay us, and we'll come and play at your march. For them, it's pay to play. In a way, that sounds kind of perverted. A little bit. All right, man. I'd appreciate it if you can find it. If you do, it'd be much appreciated. And just put the link in the chat here, and then I'll check that shit out afterwards. But yeah. And then for them to bring on, and then for MNE after the march to bring, when they brought Gmo on, not even after the march. I think Gmo got onto the label before the march. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's either before or after the march that Gmo Ski got on Magic Ninja. Not 100% sure, but what's up, Don? I knew you'd come. But nothing, something, man, nothing much. Just talking about Juggalo shit. I've already covered bases on Juggalo drama. All right, thanks, Don. Thanks for correcting me there before the march. All right, but for them to have fucking Gmo drop diss tracks dissing Insane Clown Posse, Violent J, and Psychopathic in general, slap in the face. I don't even fucking like Gmoski. I still listen to his shit. I'll still review it. I'll still give it some kind of. I'll give it a review. I may give it a good. I may give it a good review. I may give it a bad review. I still listen to it. I'll still jam it. And if I like it, I like it. I don't. I don't. I just, you're like, I don't get Gmo's style. You know, like, he's got this style where it seems like everything sounds the same, except for when he does diss tracks, because then his shit sounds different. Exactly, Don. Fuck this division. Like, why couldn't it be? Why couldn't it have went down like this? Twisted could have left Psychopathic. Obviously, still take. Here's an alternate version of what could have went down. And I'm pretty sure Don and Flannel and Roxy will all agree. I'm pretty sure all three of you will agree on this. That, you know, here's the alternate version. Twisted leaves Psychopathic. Blaze follows them when they leave. Before they leave, they sit there and they talk to ICP in private, in a business conference room. We talk to them in private and be like, listen, we're leaving Psychopathic. We still support Psychopathic. We still have much love for the Juggalos and for what y'all have done for us and bringing us onto the label for all these years, support and merch and all this stuff. But we're going to leave. We're going to do our own thing. We're going to try and set up our own shit. And, you know, like, I know you'll find new talent, but much of luck to that. And then Violent J and Shaggy could have sat there and tailed. And Sue said, okay, much love to you guys. We definitely support you 100%. You know, we wish you luck. We wish you much luck on your endeavors, starting your own company. Maybe what we can do is collaborate the two companies, Psychopathic and whatever you name your company. Down the line, it would be down the line. It would be Magic Ninja Entertainment still, but let's say for name's sake, that Twisted do state that they're going to call it Magic Ninja Entertainment. And Violent J and Shaggy would sit there and say, we do support you. Maybe we can collaborate Psychopathic Records with Magic Ninja Entertainment and produce tons more merch, albums, artists, all that good shit. Like, and then, you know, Twisted and Blaze could have went, and, you know, anybody else who didn't want to stay on Psychopathic, like Boondocks, could have went over there, or he could have stayed on Psychopathic. He obviously felt like he wasn't being pushed enough, so he left. And he could have done the same thing with ICP. Listen, I'm thinking about going over to Magic Ninja. I could try my luck over there. And, you know, if I don't do too well over there, I'll come back over to Psychopathic. You know, like, and they, you know, like, obviously be like, okay, we wish you luck over there. We obviously are collaborating with Magic Ninja. So hopefully you get pushed more there than we could push you here. And then so on and so on with other artists. And then obviously Psychopathic would still be bringing on, they'd still bring on Big Hoodoo and Light. That whole shtick with fucking, what was her name? Blase Rose. I don't think that should have ever have happened. That was kind of a hiccup, a real fuck up on their part, especially how it went down with that. Obviously, if they would have still brought Blase Rose on, they could. I heard that she was doing her own shit before she got on the label, and they could have went with that look that she was already set on and could have kept that look and rolled with that instead of going with this whole, you know, like, oh, some fucked up, you know, like used up, you know, like, or broken and got daddy issues and all sorts of crap. Fuck that. You know, like, could have went in a direction way better than that with Blase Rose. And I guarantee you, Juggalettes would have backed her on it. Guaranteed. If they would have went a whole different direction with Blase Rose. Okay, gonna... Okay, I got that up now. So I'll check that out after this. But can't get link to work, but it's on Sunny Day Hip Hop page under Twisted. Okay, yeah, Flannel, the link is actually working for me now. The link is working. So I'll take a listen to that shit. You know, we want exactly, Captain Flannel, exactly. We don't need crybaby ass emos. We need, you know, like, I'm gonna come, I'm gonna slit your throat because you did, you know, like that. You know, that's what we want. Juggalos want. All right, now I'm gonna switch topics to something that Nightmare Juggalo, that actually Nightmare Juggalo really did touch on. And I know a lot of Juggalos ain't gonna like this because I actually touched on the matter with this dude Kaz Cash that I just recently did an interview with. I believe it was either earlier this week or it was last week. And that is the fact that Juggalos and Psychopathic both are kind of in the limelight. I'm not just talking about the gang thing. I'm talking about the mainstream limelight. I mean, yes, we have not made it videos for Insane Clown Posse and them and Psychopathic have not made it onto MTV still. Thank fucking God for that. We're not in any popular fucking, you know, like humongous super popular rap artist fucking album magazines yet. Thank God for that. We're not on the radio. Hope to God. Knock on wood for that. And I'm going to knock on wood for all of the rest of that. But, you know, we are, and, you know, Captain Flannel, Don Chaos, KG Riddle, Roxy, Riddlebox, who else is in here? DJ, pretty sure Catalicious and Custom Juggalo are still watching too. But for everybody who's in here, y'all ain't gonna like this. Y'all ain't gonna like what I'm about to say, because Nightmare Juggalo 313 has said it too. We're not exactly underground no more. We're not. No, wait, that wasn't Nightmare. I think it was Nightmare. Nightmare said something about it, and Kaz Cash and me talked about it in my interview with him. We're not exactly underground no more. Once you've become part of something, like we're on a gang list. ICP has guest appeared on Dr. Phil for that stupid fucking Crimson bullshittery. Obviously, shouldn't have fucking happened in the first place. Like, he obviously should have kept his damn mouth shut. Should have just kept doing his own shit. But, you know, obviously for his own personal reasons, he felt that it needed to be made public. Insane Clown Posse has done mainstream talk show interviews on mainstream radio shows. Not underground shit, mainstream shit. So I don't know if ICP is planning on taking psychopathic public or mainstream. But I hope to God they don't, because it's supposed, like it's Psychopathic Records, the label that runs beneath the street, not Psychopathic Records, the label that is part of the mainstream. It'd be really fucking weird if they did that. I'm not sure how many juggalos would want to stick around with the fam and be part of the family if Psychopathic went full blown, full bore mainstream. Like I mean, you can already find, like, I bought, like, years ago, I had bought a Riddlebox shirt from Walmart. Walmart, everybody. You know, you're not supposed to be able to find shit like that. You're not supposed to be able to find shit like that at Walmart. Like Hot Topic and Spencer's, it's fine because, you know, how the fuck else are you gonna be able to get your shit out there? I mean, you used to be able to buy Insane Clown Posse shirts, hats, twisted hat shirts, fucking Psychopathic shit from Spencer's, from Hot Topic. Shit, even when fucking FYE music store was relevant, you'd be able to find some of their posters and shirts in their shit. CDs were in there. Well, back when CDs were relevant. Me personally, I'd rather buy a hard copy of a CD and be able to own it physically. Own it. I mean, because if you have a digital copy, what if your hard drive crashes? Guess what? Now you got to go back out. You got to buy the digital copy again. So to sit there and say that Juggalos and Psychopathic, even MN, even Magic Ninja Entertainment isn't underground. They can sit there and claim all day, oh, we're underground, we're still underground, we're staying underground. No, you're not, motherfuckers. Twisted shit you can find. You can't find their shirts in stores because Twisted is technically still affiliated with Juggalos. So they themselves are, their merch would still technically be considered a form of gang attire. But you won't find their shirts in stores. You won't find it at Hot Topic or motherfucking Spencer's. Not in store. Maybe online, but not in store. Sit there and say that you're not mainstream. Come on. They've dipped their toes in the water of the mainstream. Once you dip your toes, you can pull back, yes. You say, yeah, I don't feel like, I don't know, it's not good. But if you actually enjoyed it, and I know this probably sounds sexual in some shape, way, or form, but if you dip into that mainstream, just even for a minute, guess what? You're not caught in it because the mainstream won't let you go. I mean, sure, yeah, Juggalos are a gang, but, you know, I haven't heard one report lately on the news. I haven't heard no other Juggalos reporting on, oh, I was stopped by the police because I have a hatchet man on my car, or I was walking down the street and a cop saw me and decided to stop me because I'm wearing an Insane Clown Posse jersey or the necklace or hat. I haven't heard it lately. Why? It's because just because we're labeled a gang doesn't mean we ain't mainstream. Gangs are mainstream, not underground. Mainstream. That's the key word. Mainstream. They're mainstream. Gangs are mainstream. I dare anybody in there in the chat right now who is still active in the chat to tell me of one gang that's underground that has never been heard of before by nobody else. I can wait too. I can continue talking about something else and still be waiting for that answer. But you know what? Nobody's got an answer. Why? Because there's no such thing as an underground gang. Gangs don't want to be underground. They want to be seen. They want to be heard. They want to be known of. They want to be feared. ICP used to be the most hated rappers in the world. They're not so much anymore. Now, if at next year's gathering, they sit there and say, all right, KG Riddle. All right, I can respect that. Honestly, I can agree with that. I mean, there are some juggalos out there like my dude, my boy Kaz Cash. He says that juggalos are mainstream. ICP is mainstream. They're not mainstream. Right? They dipped the toe. They dipped their toes in it. Didn't like it. They liked it. They stuck with it for a little bit, and then they went back underground. They've been doing, like you said, they've been doing it for years. All right, DJ. We get it. You got some merch. Yo, y'all want to haze on? Y'all want to haze fucking DJ? He's only been done. He only just got into it like 6 months ago. So he's still a newbie juggalo. And switching topics from that. This is another thing that disturbs me. The difference between the fact that some juggalos want to sit there and be like, I'm OG juggalo. I know what's good for the juggalo. I know what's good with the juggalo community. Like the fact that old school juggalos don't understand that. You're like not old school. I can't say old school because of the fact that I'm old school. I come from the era of the first six. All right? Fucking hair. I'm about to just put my damn hat on and call it a fucking day. Take the damn bandana off, just put the hat on. Fuck it. But, you know, there we go. That's better. Now my hat's not going to be all fucked up. Exactly. It does pay attention. We don't want that light on us. But see, here's the thing, Flannel. Captain Flannel. Like, Juggalos being labeled as a hybrid gang, being on that list, puts us in the mainstream. Doesn't make IC Insane Clown Posse, doesn't make Psychopathic mainstream. It puts the Juggalos on the mainstream circuit. Or at least the gang part of it. And again, off topic. But the fact that you got new school juggalos who sit there, and I know plenty of juggalos that have only been listening to ICP since 2010, 2009 at latest for them, that sit there and say, oh, you ain't juggalo if you don't know the first 6 Joker's cards, or you ain't juggalo if you don't have no merch. if you don't listen to the music, if you haven't been to a gathering, listen. But see, here's the thing. New school juggalos, we'll call them the 2010ers. We'll just call them new school compared to the old school shit. Old school juggalos that have been around since the fucking beginning. Like, I won't say I've been around since the beginning. I haven't. I only got into it because my oldest brother gave me the amazing, not the Amazing Juggalos. He gave me the Great Malenko album. That was back in like 97, 96. I've been down for a long ass time. But that doesn't matter. The problem is that you got some old school juggalos out there that don't like new school juggalos because new school juggalos are sitting there blabbing off about, you know, oh, you need to know the first 6 Joker's cards. Oh, you need to know the music. You need to bump the music. You need merchandise. You need this, that, the third. You need to have gone to a gathering or at least 3 or 4 gatherings. No, you need, or even worse, you know, juggalos that sit there and say, oh, you may have merch, but if you don't have tattoos, it's like, look at this. I have clean arms. My arms are fucking clean. I'm not going to show no more than that because I'm live and that's nudity. Like, fucking really. If you hear somebody talking in the background, it's my mom's. But here's the thing. Juggalos in general. Here's the thing. I don't need this shirt. I don't need this hat. I don't need none of this other shit. I don't need a Hatchet Man necklace or you don't need a flag or a bandana or hatchet, tattoos. You don't even need to own actual physical copies of fucking albums. I don't need this. I don't. Being a juggalo means you listen to, okay, yeah, you had to have listened to the music. You can't just sit there and say that you're a juggalo and, you know, obviously you've never actually listened to any juggalo, you know, you've never listened to any ICP or Twisted or any of that. Old school Twisted, not current, old school. You know, you can't sit there and say that you're a juggalo and you've never listened to any juggalo music. You can't sit there and claim you're a juggalo and never have listened to a single song and not know nothing about the artists. You just need a poop dollar. The merch, tattoos, gathering, going to a concert in general. You know, you don't need none of that. I'll be straight up. I've never been to a gathering. Never. I was kind of hoping I could have went this year, but I couldn't. Money problems. Always money problems. I'm broke as fuck all the time. 24/7, 365 days a year. 364 if it's not a leap year. But you don't need merchandise. You don't need all that shit. You know, like, you know, especially for Juggalo YouTubers. You know, like, I don't like the Juggalo YouTubers who sit there and, you know, like, do these little giveaways and shit. Like, oh, if you donate this much to my channel, you can get a t-shirt, you can get a hat, a towel, a necklace, a CD. speaking on you, Dr. Wicked, and anybody else who does who wants donations. I made my channel specifically to make content for Juggalos to watch. I'm doing this right now for Juggalos to watch. I'm going to read this off because Captain Flannel's in the thing, and he just mentioned it. He's like, this is what this is exactly, and I'm going to say this like I'm saying it, not like he's saying it, but I'm going to kind of say it like he and me are saying it at the same time. It's like, yes, exactly. The point of the Juggalos world is to accept all outcasts, misfits, weirdos as family. That's it. That's what we are. We're freaks, weirdos. You know, we're in general the ones in society that nobody wants to pay attention to, because we are just that. We are the outcasts, the black sheep of society. We choose not to conform. We choose not to conform to the mainstream. I mean, sure, yeah, there are a lot of juggalos out there that listen to mainstream stuff. Me personally, I listen to a lot of rock and metal. Like, I listen to a couple mainstream rappers here and there. You know, I listen to some other shit. But, you know, a juggalo is supposed to accept a person for who they are. You know, be them, you know, like a nerd, a freak, a weirdo, outcast. Shit, you can even be gothic and be a juggalo. I mean, yeah, it'd be a little weird. But exactly, DJ. This whole shit with some juggalos saying if you don't gather, you don't matter. Fuck out of here. You know, like most juggalos, for example, Crazy McCormick is a great example. Crazy McCormick has a family, along with Nightmare Juggalo 313. He also has a family. He's got kids. They have kids, a wife or girlfriend, whichever one it is. They got to support, bills to pay, a job to work. You know, like not everybody can just sit there and drop and they're like, no fucking, I'm taking 4 days off, go chill with homies at a gathering that you got to pay. You got to pay a fortune for now. It's a fortune. Costs you way too much money. Costs you like $150 for the ticket. Then you got to pay like $100 for your car. Then you got to pay another 100 and something for like a trailer, or a trailer that you bring with you, or an RV if you're bringing an RV. And then on top of that, you have to bring a boatload of money if you want a boatload of merchandise. Like, let's say you go to the gathering, you've already spent like 100, 2, 3, 4. Let's say you've already spent upwards of $400 or $500, but no, upwards of $300 to $400 on just the tickets alone. Just the tickets alone, just to get your ass in there. You will also need, I mean, because not everybody's going to want to buy the food in there. Most people will bring their own food to be able to camp and barbecue with. So that's food costs, not really big issue. Biggest issue is, do you want the merchandise? If you go to the gathering, of course you're going to want some merchandise. You're going to want a t-shirt, a hat, CD, and most juggalos ain't going to want just one of each of these said things. Most juggalos are going to want to buy 3, 4, 5, 6, just, you know, like shirts, a jersey, some hats, chains, CDs, you know, and whatever other merchandise that they sell at the gathering. That's going to cost you a lot of money. So not only you got to have like $300, $400, you know, upwards of $300, $350, $400 just to pay for your tickets, you're going to need an additional maybe upwards of $200, $300, $400 3 to 4 at most, so you can buy all the merch you can buy that you want. And that's coming close to a cool grand. A cool $1,000 just for the gathering. I mean, I've been told by a lot of juggalos that have been to some of the older gatherings, like some of the very first gatherings, like gathering 1 through 4 or 1 through 6, that back then gatherings were cheap. They weren't expensive. Tickets weren't outrageously priced. And that's another thing. Great point, Flannel. I'm a metalhead, pothead, weirdo juggalo. That's right, Froxy. You represent that shit well. The thing is, here's the thing. Also correct, KG Riddle. I just saw your message there that you don't need to go to the gathering to be a juggalo. But you know, let's see, Captain Flannel, you said, yeah, if I had money, I spend 1,000 just on merch. LOL. They add some fresh merch. Exactly. For every new gathering, it's never the same stuff. There's going to be some of the older stuff from the previous year, but there's also going to be some fresh ass shit that they just came out with between the previous and the next gathering. So there's always new merch that's going to be at the gathering that if you can't get online, you're like, and this thing at the gathering where they do like special, like giveaways. Oh, you only get this here at the gathering. That's bullshit. That's kind of unfair to a lot of juggalos. Like the Willoughby Rags Magical Bag of Poop album, EP. That was literally only available at the Insane Clown Posse seminar at the gathering this year. No one else is going to be able to have that album. Not unless they borrow it from a friend that has been to the gathering, got the EP, and can rip it onto their own CD, and that way they then own it. Not an original copy, but they own a copy nonetheless. But that's dumb. Like, why just make an EP available there? Why not make it so that other juggalos can quite possibly don't just make something available just for this year at the gathering that just passed by last month. I would have loved to have owned the EP or at least a copy, but unfortunately, like most of the juggalos, most of the homies that I know don't live in the state of New York. They live out of state and somewhere else. And they did go to the gathering, and if they did go to the seminar, they got that EP. And honestly, I wish I could borrow it from them. Be like, yo, could you mail me your copy? I can rip the copy onto my laptop, and then I can own the copy. That way I'm not feeling left out. But that's exactly what Insane Clown Posse did. They made it so that way a lot of juggalos. Thank you, Captain Flannel. Do I even have you on my Hangouts? I believe I do. Yes, I do. All right, Captain. What I will do is I will message you my address, and I would appreciate having a copy of that EP because I've heard it on YouTube. I've heard the individual tracks, but I actually like to own a solid copy because me personally, I like owning copies of stuff. I still have CDs from God, my back is killing me now. Me personally, I still have copies of CDs from fucking. I have original copies, not ripped copies. We're talking crisp copies of fucking albums from. I got from Bullet for My Valentine, System of the Down, Disturbed, Cradle of Filth. I even still have some. I used to have a huge collection of fucking Insane Clown Posse. Like I used to have mad albums from Insane Clown Posse, Twisted, and this was back when I was in high school. We're talking like fucking 13 years ago, long time ago. And then I was, one day I had accidentally, this is like because my high school had the public bus system. So you had an actual city bus to be able to take you to school and back home, drop you off at the street that you lived on. Like I was on my way home and I accidentally without even realizing it, had left the actual case of CDs. That was like this fucking thick. That's how many CDs were in there. At least a good 40. At least a good 40 albums. Good 40 CDs. Possibly, I'm probably undershooting it. But, I had a lot of CDs. And I didn't even notice that I had left it on the bus. I got home, noticed it wasn't in my bag. Guess what? I called the bus station to ask them if they found something on one of their buses and if it was put into the lost and found. They went and they said they looked and they checked and nothing came up. I mean, somebody else had picked up my CDs, decided to keep them for themselves. But obviously, I made somebody else into a juggalo that day. Which I didn't. I'm just now realizing now, 13 years, 14 years later. Holy shit. I don't remember the name of this band, but there's a band playing on TV right now. My TV is actually busted. I own an old school TV with the tube that jets out the fucking back end of it. But picture's gone. The fucking tube must have blown or some shit. But I think the name of the band is Cold. I'm gonna have to Google it. Not Google it, but I know exactly how to do this. Yeah, it's Cold. It's Cold. Name of the band is Cold. Name of the song, Stupid Girl. I actually owned the album that was on, too. That was actually in this CD case that I dropped. But yeah, Nightmare Juggalo 313 said that the Juggalo community is shattered. It's no longer a whole anymore. Yes, I just up and switched the topic. But this community that we are a part of is not whole anymore. It's broken. Like he said, there's no more loyalty. There's no more respect. Juggalos that are on YouTube that have beef with another Juggalo YouTuber, either sit there and talk their shit through their channel, make videos talking down about people. Like me, for example. Like I just turned 33 last month. Just turned 33. I have partial epilepsy. I can live on my own, but I also can't. The risk is like I could possibly, if I wind up missing too much on my medication, I can have a seizure. And then who the fuck is going to be there to resuscitate me if I'm living alone? Oh. But it's just like that. Like for Juggalo YouTubers to sit there and smash on and fucking disrespect other Juggalos because they still live at home. Wrong. And I'd like to publicly apologize right now. If any of the following people, Wicked Juggalo Joker, if any like Wicked Juggalo Joker, Dr. Wicked, I don't remember some of the other dudes. Coldplay. It's not Coldplay. The name of the band is Cold. Cold. Period. Is it? Now I'll show you, motherfucker. It's not Coldplay. I'll give you Coldplay. Oops, I don't want to go back to Facebook. Here, that's the link to the actual band that I'm talking about, Cold. But, you know, this community, this family that used to be full of nothing but love, respect, loyalty, is dead. Not all Juggalos are going to like that. But it's the truth. Creating crews and special groups just for your close homies. And I'm going, yes. And yes. And yes, I am going back to the whole crew thing again. It's ridiculous, it's stupid, and this is exactly what is shattering the community. The family. Creating crews. And I feel that if you're a Juggalo, and you have some kind of form of gang ties, please find a way to get the fuck out of it. It's not healthy, and you will wind up dead. You feel me? I don't know any Juggalos that have any gang affiliations with Bloods, Crips, Latin Kings, M13s, Hell's Angels, or anything like that. Well, actually, I do. Psycho Clown Entertainment Inc. No real name dropping now. That's his YouTube. Psycho Clown Entertainment Inc. Has a family member who is with the Hells Angels. And that's another thing. Good point, DJ. And for Juggalos to sit there and gay bash, you know there are Juggalos out there that do it. I know a few. Swapman 420, Timekeeper 420, James Holland, NZJG official. Y'all motherfuckers don't like gays? There are gay Juggalos, lesbian Juggalos, trans Juggalos. I'm a humongous supporter of the LGBT. That's not just the regular LGBT. I'm talking about the I'll call it the JJ LGBT. Juggalo, Juggalette, LGBT. You know, I've got gay friends. I've made friends with some trans. I've got lesbian friends. I don't have any bisexual friends. I got maybe a couple of those, possibly, I think. I got, you know, I know a lot of people, you know. I don't keep in contact with some of them because, you know, I do me. Exactly, Captain Flannel. If you're homophobic and you're a racist, then you're not a fucking Juggalo. And if you are a Juggalo and you're homophobic and you're racist, you need to drop the hatchet now I mean this in the most upright, serious way. You need to drop that shit. Stop listening to the music. I won't say burn the merch. Sell it online. Go to eBay, Amazon. Sell it on a fucking YouTube auction thing. Do that. Please. Stop representing us. If you're racist, if you're homophobic, or if you're both. We don't need you coming into the community, coming into our family, and then bashing on gay juggalos, gay juggalettes, trans juggalette, trans. You are not welcome. I mean, like I said before, like I mentioned earlier, Violent J does not Violent J and Shaggy and Psychopathic Entertainment in general. They do not want people who are going to be racist, bigots, homophobes, or if you have some kind of mental issues, like if you are suffering from schizophrenia or anything, you're like, fine, cool. I'm sorry that you suffer from that, and you're like, get your ass on some meds. But please, do not listen to our music. We do not want you to listen to our stuff. We don't want you representing our brand, our label, because that makes us look bad. That's what they said. Was that don't worry about what anyone does in their bedroom and only worry about what's going on in my bedroom. Captain Flannel with the funny shit. Dude, not cool. No, you gotta retort that. You gotta retract that. DJ, this is a live. We're not doing real name drops. If you're gonna drop something, if you're gonna do name dropping, please don't. Not now. This is serious shit. You know, just call him Wicked Juggalo Joker. I'm not gonna mention any of the people he knows, because they don't need to be mentioned. We're just sticking to main shit. But to the point, I'm done with the drama. It's not the point. This is not the point of this live stream. This live stream was meant to cover Juggalo topics, the Juggalo community, and why Juggalo Crews are not necessary. The Juggalos are the crew. We are the crew. All right. We represent this. We, the Juggalos, represent the hatchet to the best of our ability. Yeah, then yeah, like DJ here is saying, you know, like this dude NZJG left. He left YouTube because he couldn't handle the fact that, like he was sitting there talking shit about people. He'd make meme videos about them, and when being shot back at, like he didn't know how to process that information. He didn't know how to handle it, so he did what he did best, and that's fucking ran. And I hope to God we don't see him come back, because unless he wants to sit there and admit that he's a homophobe, unless he wants to come back, make a new channel, and post his very first video making it a statement publicly that he is a homophobe and he's not like gays, then I don't see a reason for him to even come back to YouTube at all. That's what he needs to do. He needs to make a public statement that he's homophobic. You know, he does not like gays. You can't sit there and say that he's not homophobic because he's been gay bashing my boy DJ Zombie Juggalo. This dude's the biggest fucking gay guy I know right now. I won't say he's flamboyantly gay, but he's pretty fucking gay. He's super gay. And, you know, I don't have a problem with that. I have no problems with nobody. But, okay, I got a problem with one person, but he's not involved in the YouTube thing. I'm not going to mention his name because his name doesn't involve any of this. So, it's my mom's boyfriend. I'm not going to mention his name. Petro. Just to lighten the mood a little bit. Dude, don't worry about autocorrect. I have fucking problems with autocorrect. I hate that shit. I can't turn it off on my phone, though.
Oh my God, it's almost 2 o'clock.
But, yeah, but I've basically covered everything that I need to cover in this live stream concerning random Juggalo topics, the Juggalo community in general, and, you know, like Juggalo Crews. You know, like I've already said this like 4 times already, 4 or 5 times. Juggalo Crews are not necessary because Juggalos are the crew. All right, we are all the crew. Like we are one big ass crew. We are a family. We should be united, not divided. And, you know, that's just the way it is. But, you know, some juggalos rather sit there and have their little crews and feel safe, or what they consider safe. And it's stupid. It's dumb. That's why everybody that I know on my hangouts that I've done an interview with, or that I just simply know, they're family. They're my Juggalo family. That's what they are. We may not be related by blood. We may not all have the same mamas. Some Juggalos may have Juggalo brothers and sisters that are blood related and have the same mamas, but that's not the point. Like, we ain't all from the same mama. We don't have the same mama. We don't have the same daddies. You know? But we are all family. That's the point. But again, this community of ours is falling apart. It's a train wreck. And maybe over time, maybe given some time, we can rebuild the community. We can, over time, rebuild the community back to possibly maybe what it used to be. Put the love back in, and the loyalty and the respect. There are a lot of juggalos out there that hustle. You know, you got to sound corny and shit and rip off John Cena, but hustle, loyalty, and respect. Add love in there, and you got the full fucking package. That's what we need. That's what we need. We need loyalty, respect, love. That's what we are about. And I don't know if KJ Riddle is in here, but adding him as a mod to my channel. I don't give a fuck what anybody fucking says about it either. KC Riddle is now a mod on my channel. Welcome to my my mods. But I'm gonna close this shit. I was supposed to start this shit at 12 and it ended at 2, but YouTube was fucking up for me on my end, and I had to wait to be able to start this shit. So thank you everybody for coming in. Thank you all who came into the chat for this live stream, for this very important live stream. Thank you to the Real DJ Zombie Juggalo, Catalicious, Custom Juggalo, aka Twisted Clown, going down the list, KJ Riddle, Roxy Riddlebox, Captain Flannel, Don Chaos. Thank you all for coming in, voicing your opinions, putting your 2 cents in. Oh, Emo Vamp 666 was in here too. Didn't even know that. Didn't see her. Her shit literally was in the backdrop. I didn't even notice it. Her shit, she came in, said something at 1:57. I didn't even notice. I was like 12 minutes ago. I didn't even notice. But thank you all coming in, supporting my shit here. And, you know, everybody just have a wicked ass fucking Saturday, rest of your Saturday. You know, like much fucking wicked clown love to everybody out there. Whoop whoop. And, you know, just remember this. Be you. Be fucking you. Don't be nobody fucking else but you. Yeah, fuck him anyways. But definitely just be you. Be a juggalo. Go out and juggalo your fucking day up. Just do that. You know? No problem, man. But definitely make sure you tune in for another live stream, possibly Monday. I don't know, maybe. You never know. I might be dropping some new content later today after this. Maybe some new shit tomorrow. You never fucking know. But definitely subscribe to my channel, Chaos Clown Joker. Make sure you hit up my figure page on Facebook, Chaos Clown Joker on Facebook. Also, hit me up on Twitter at Juggalo Virus. Yeah, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Hit that notification bell to know when I go live and I drop new content. And make sure y'all check out each other's channels. I'm pretty sure y'all have already done that anyways. Y'all probably subscribe to each other anyways. So, yeah. And you know what? I'm Virus. And I'm out this bitch. Deuces.